talk to us a little bit about the opportunity to come to Harrison and what it's like to be working with an icon in American soccer like Michael Brown.
No, I'm very honored. Michael, he's had a wonderful career. We've learned so much from him already. Being at preseason, so I'm just excited to see what the rest of the year will bring. This weekend we have our first league game. Just applying the things that we've learned so far in preseason. Now the real show starts. So excited for it, man. It's an honor.
You joined the club with Cade Cowell as well. You have experience with him with the U20s. Just talk about your chemistry with him on that right side and how you guys can bring that into the season.
Yeah, I've known Cade for a long time. We kind of grew up together playing with the national team. So yeah, we have a good chemistry. We've been roommates in preseason and stuff. So things have been going well, and now we just have to apply it to the season now. So yeah.
How has your experience in Europe kind of prepared you for this season and just kind of those experiences out there? What have you learned from those years out there?
Yeah, football in Europe is very intense. It's like a life or death thing there. You have relegation, so every point, every game matters. Learning different cultures, learning different people, and just this chemistry, even in different languages. It helps you build as a player and grow, mature. So I'm excited to bring that to Red Bulls and see what happens this season. Hi.
I just wanted to ask you if you can briefly touch on what it's been like working with Michael Brown and being part of this new team. I know it's your first time back stateside after you're here. Talk about come back home.
Yeah, I think it's nice. I'm excited. It's a blessing to work with Michael. Like I was saying. He's taught us a lot of things. His style of football is very aggressive with the ball to attack, push the game forward. So I think I and the rest of the group, we definitely trust his plan, and we're excited for this upcoming season and see how much hard work and everything that we put in preseason, how it will pay off. So.
James Burley from Empire Soccer Corp. Welcome, Justin. Nice to meet you. The defense has been a big topic of discussion in the early parts of preseason. You're a very versatile player. You played both center back and right back in this preseason. Just has Michael Bradley communicated to you what your role is expected to be moving forward, and what should we expect to see from you as a player?
Yeah, I think you guys have maybe seen the results, and there's been maybe some questions about the back line or whatever. If people are playing the natural positions. But I think preseason is mostly about going through those challenges. I think it's important to make, you could say, those mistakes or learning points in preseason so that you can sharpen them, go over film, and perfect them for the season. We have the first game coming this weekend, and my role as a player is to just play where the coach wants me to play. If he sees me on the right side or as center back, whatever I can do to help the team is what I'm going to do. So, it's up to the coaching staff at the end of the day where they'll put me or other players on the field or what their decision is, starting lineup-wise. But as a player, you can only control what you can control, and that's your performance and the responsibility of being on the field. Yeah,
hi, I'm Bill Hathaway with Local Talk North. How are you?
Hi, Bill. I'm good.
And give me your feelings about your season and expectation of your goals for this year.
Yeah, I think last year, and I think that's clear for everyone, it wasn't the year that Red Bulls was too happy about.
Okay.
So hopefully this season, with the hard work that we put in preseason, hopefully we can achieve great things as a group and individually.
What teams are you looking to seek some revenge on?
Hey, I love to play derby games, so New York City, of course. But I think every game, honestly, it's a blessing to be able to be on the field. So I'm excited just to be a part of Red Bulls, to wear the jersey. It comes with a great honor. So every game.
Thank you.
Of course.
Justin,
Hi.
for Freelander Metro Soccer Report. Can you just reflect on your journey? Obviously, you're still a very young player,
Yeah.
but you've been kind of all over. You've been to Europe, you started at MLS. Why now come back to MLS and just kind of reflect on what you've been through in your career that's still so young?
Yeah, you know, I can. Well, I've been to many places so far at a young age, different countries, different coaches. I've had about 11 head coaches, you know, at this young age. So I see it as a blessing, you know. You can learn a lot of things from each coach. You learn a new lesson, a new style of football. So just to be able to absorb that at such a young age, there's nothing better you can ask for, you know. To come back to MLS now, the league has been changing, you know. You have more guys coming to the league. You can see the progression. You have bigger players here. So the league is also developing. We have the World Cup coming as well. So there's a lot of focus on football here in the States. And I'm just excited to be a part of it. So.
Yeah, what attracted you to the Red Bull project when kind of they were coming after you?
Yes, I think everyone here knows, you know, Red Bull, it's a big club. Just the name alone, it carries weight. So to be a part of Red Bulls, there's not much I have to say. You know, if Red Bulls says we have a plan for you and we can see you in this position, we can build off of you, we can help each other out. And end of the day, you know, I'm still 22 years old, so I'm still a young player. And the most important thing in football is to learn. And to be able to work with Michael, for example, to work with Julian, guys who've had experience and have played, Ibra as well, they played here at Red Bulls. So just to be able to be a part of that day in and day out, to learn, that's the most important thing.
Good job.
Joe Pantone in New York. Nice to meet you, Justin.
Nice to meet you.
I know you touched on it before about playing center back.
Yeah.
How comfortable do you feel at that position right now, and maybe what are some of the adjustments that come with potentially making that move at times?
Yeah, of course. I mean, growing up in the academy, I started off as a striker, you know, striker, winger, midfielder. I think that's every kid who wants to score goals. And then from there with U15 under Mikey Vadas, he transferred me to a center back. You know, my dad also played professionally, and he also played center back. So that kind of idea and philosophy that they had at FC Dallas was to move me to center back, more defensive minded. And I've played well, you know. I went to Bayern. I played at Bayern as a center back. Played very well, and I feel pretty comfortable there. You know, I've played there for a few years. Also played with the U20s at the World Cup, a center back. We played with 3 center backs at the time, but you know, playing center back or right back, at the end of the day, your most important job and role is to defend and progress the game forward nowadays in modern football. So I think one of my strong suits is passing and you know, attacking wise. Of course, it's different than right back. Right back, you may have a little bit more flexibility when it comes to being creative and dribbling. But I think I'm open for the challenge. I'm open for both. You know, I feel comfortable in both positions, so it's not a problem for me.
Last two over here. Yep.
Justin, Zach Bell with RBNY season. You've had, on the topic of your European career, like you said, you've had 11 different coaches. You know, you've had some instability. Can you talk to me a little bit about what it means to you to have some stability now, clear maybe clear project, and then, you know, clear position for you?
Yeah, you know, like I expressed, very honored to be a player here at Red Bulls and Michael to be coached. You know, with his experience, the national team, and his own individual career, there's a lot of things I can learn. And just to be a part of a group, you know, especially a group that wants to make change in the right direction, I think it's definitely a blessing. It's an honor, and I'm happy to be here. So, yeah.
We'll wrap up with that.
Feels good, man.
Justin, so you went to Europe at a young age, and then you were loaned out a bunch, right? Can you talk about that experience, you know, the decision you originally made to go to Europe and the stability or lack thereof, you know, over there?
Yeah, so I would say, like I said, you know, having 11 coaches in my time in Europe, especially as a young player, as a defender, you know, breaking into a team is sometimes a little bit more than just performance-based, you know. You know how things go in Europe. It's every 6 months a coach has a chance, and if things don't work out for whatever reason, new coach comes in, you know. So just to be able to go through those challenges and to learn from these coaches, these different coaches, like I was expressing, you know, every coach has a different tactic, a style of football. Just to be a part of it and experience it at such a young age, you just take and soak everything in.
So you're taking it as a positive, right?
Of course,
That's
of
good.
course.
And
Yeah.
different countries, different languages, you
Yeah.
can handle that.
Of
It's
course.
easier here a bit, right?
Yeah, you know, you learn languages. So my time in Germany, I learned a lot of German. I'm fluent in German, so
Speak to Eric Maximo.
yeah, exactly. So things like that, you know. Even life outside of football, you get to see a lot of things, different cultures. You just learn from it at the end of the day, especially at such a young age. I think the biggest blessing in life is just to see things and experience things. So
Thank you so much.
yeah,
Very good.
of course.
All right, Justin, thank you very much.